You look smaller than me. My head, look how big my head looks compared to yours. Right. You ready?
Yeah, I feel silly.
Right. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So happy Mother's Day to those of you who are mums on here. For our Mother's Day video I decided I would interview my mum.
Hi.
Who is really looking forward to this.
Not.
So I've gone through watching different videos on YouTube and looked on Google and just put a list of questions together. So I've got 20 questions to ask my mum, all related to being my mum. You ready?
Yes.
I've lost the list. Alright, this one's easy. Well, first introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline and I'm Emily's mum.
And the first question is, how old were you when you had me?
31 and a half.
Easy question. Who was the first person you told when you were pregnant with me?
My mother.
Before Dad?
Oh yes.
Did you sound
Probably. No, he would have been with me, I think so. I think he probably knew before my mum.
And then you told your mum,
Yeah.
Right. Who helped you take care of me the most often when I was a child?
Well, apart from your father, my mum, your nana. Yeah.
Number 4, what was I like as a child?
Okay, it depends which period of your time we're talking about.
Talk loud.
As a baby and a toddler, easy peasy. As soon as she hit teenage, age 11, it was like a transformation. She wouldn't go out shopping with us, and it got gradually worse.
But I was a good child.
Yes, a young child.
Just not such a good teenager.
No.
If you can remember, what was my first word?
I did write it down. I've got a book, I've written it down. No, I can't. It could have been Dada.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think I was Daddy's little girl, wasn't I?
You were, yeah.
Okay, so when I was little, what did you think I was going to grow up to be?
I thought you'd be an interior designer because you were so good with colours and shapes and that when you were drawing.
Yeah, I've done nothing to do with that.
No.
What do you think of me making YouTube videos?
Good question. Well, you know, everybody to their own, and you're being you're being quite successful at it. You do some good YouTube videos for somebody, you know, who's got no you know, particular IT qualifications, etc. You've done some good videos.
And you enjoy being in them?
Well, yes, that's a different matter. I mean, I don't feel entirely relaxed about appearing in them, but there we go, what one does for their child.
What's something funny I did when I was younger?
Funny. Ooh, that's a hard one.
Don't think I was a very funny child.
No, you're quite a serious child.
Your brother Adam was the funny child.
Yeah, he was the funny. No, I wouldn't say sitting on the soap dish was funny.
I mean, it's funny looking back on it.
Yeah. You'll have to come back to that one. I'll have to think about that one. I can't.
Do you want to tell them the soap dish story?
Well, yeah, but it's not funny, so that.
I mean, it's silly.
Yeah, it's partly funny.
Stupid.
Second part is not quite so. It's more worrying.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, Emily, she was, well, Adam was born, so there's 4.5 years between them. He got into this habit of using the sides of the cot, you know, like using his feet on it like crampons, so he could come out. And on this day, he obviously climbed up, and unsuccessfully, rather than simply getting out, he obviously landed on his head and yelled. And I was in the bathroom with Emily.
I was having a bath.
You know, correct temperature water, not much water in the bath, and I left for probably less than a minute. I ran to the room to make sure he was still alive, picked him up, put him back in his cot after checking him over, and between leaving the bathroom, going back very rapidly, Emily decided to stand in the bath and sit on the soap dish, which was
ceramic or
ceramic. Yeah, it was a fitted soap dish. You know, that was part of the bathroom fittings, and it broke.
I like remember it really well, to be honest. I remember just deciding to sit on this, you know, thing that was sticking out from the wall, and as I sat on it, it just snapped off, and I went down with it.
And so it cut her.
It sliced my back open,
and the blood was pouring out.
Yeah, so Mum comes back in the bathroom after leaving for 30 seconds, and there's sort of a red bath and a child standing screaming.
And of course, your father wasn't home, and I'm not very good in as we know.
But it was all alright. I've got a big scar on my back now.
I called my.
But it's not really.
I did call a friend of mine who was much calmer. My friend Anne, she came over, and
yeah, and I guess it's not really funny, but it was something stupid. That I did.
Yeah. Fortunately, well, other than Emily's got a scar still from it.
And you're scarred for life as well. Alright, okay. What is something naughty I did when I was younger? You can say whatever. I'm sure I've done naughty things.
Yeah, but you weren't a particularly naughty young child.
Even I can remember naughty things I did.
Oh, that's probably because you kept them a secret, kept them well hidden. I mean, you never wrote on the walls. You never tore or destroyed things. You weren't destructive.
What about the beef gravy in your red wine? When you went out the room and then you came back in and you poured it into your wine glasses.
And we drank it.
No, and you were like looking at it like something's wrong with this. And I remember you going off with Dad into the other room and having discussions and coming back in and asking me and brother Adam if we'd done it, and we were just like no, and you're like, okay, well, we're gonna send this back off to Waitrose, and if the results,
I didn't shop at Waitrose
whatever it was, I think it was wherever you said, and you said if it comes back they'll send it off for testing in the lab, and if it comes back that this has beef gravy in it, we'll know that you lied.
But I don't know, how did you know it was beef gravy? Because the beef gravy got missing from the.
Probably because it smelled of it. I don't know.
A good bottle of wine wasted, basically.
Yeah. What would you have named me if I was the opposite gender?
I would have named you Christian.
I knew that was the answer. Yeah, okay.
Dad hated that name. So
yeah, I'm not a massive fan. Glad I was born a girl. Okay, and if you had to rename me now, what would you choose?
Pest. What would I choose now?
Yeah, what name would suit me? If you had to rename me now.
Well, I did quite like the name Elizabeth as well at the time.
Do you think Elizabeth would suit me now?
Possibly not. And Isabel was another one that I quite liked.
Izzy. Do I look like an Izzy?
No. What else did I like at the time? Okay.
Alright, so Isabel or Elizabeth. If you had to name me now, you'd name me one of those.
That was the alternative names I probably had for you in those days.
If you had to rename me now.
Actually, I quite like the name Rosie.
Rosie?
No, actually, I'd name you Rose.
Rose. Question number 12 is, what is a weird habit of mine?
Have you got any weird habits?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've been OCDC.
Oh. It's not. My mum means OCD, not OCDC. She's gonna break out in like rock song or whatever. What is it?
Oh, I've never got that one. Yes, well, no, have you got these weird habits that you have to have your, clothes folded in a specific way? And also, some things you don't hang in the wardrobe, you fold them when they really should be hung in the wardrobe.
So basically, all my weird habits is to do with clothes storage.
Yeah, although you never used to be like that. It's probably more since you've been in Uganda, so I don't know what that means.
No, I just like things to be a certain way. Things have their certain place for me, and I like them in their certain place. Which is why it's really hard in this kitchen, because things aren't where I would put them.
No, the way I put them,
No,
so I can find
so
them.
it's like the 4th drawer down for something you use every day.
And it's like in my cupboard with my biscuits and everything else in there, I put things in a certain order. And when I go back to find them,
not in a certain
gone.
order. She
They're gone.
puts all the things that she doesn't want you to eat right at the back or in several tins. So chocolates and biscuits are hidden. That's not a certain order. That's hiding them.
I put them in tins to keep them fresh.
Or she hides them in another cupboard in another room so they're not found.
Yeah, but that's when there's already a cupboard full of stuff. I put some few extras elsewhere because I know what you and your brother...
No, she buys several boxes of chocolates and stores them. Okay, number 13 is, what is something I do that annoys you? Can you sit forward though?
What? That's one of them.
You keep going so far back, you're like a little pea head.
What was one thing that Emily annoys me? Oh, telling me what to do.
Well, I don't. When do I tell you what to do?
On a regular basis. You're just not aware that you're doing it.
Give an example.
Well, like now, telling me to sit forward on the camera.
Because I'm the creative director of this video, and you're sitting too far back.
I was sitting comfortably, thanks. Yeah. Oh, she's bossy.
I'm not bossy.
Yes, you are. Telling me what to do. Telling me how often I should have a shower.
Let's not go into that.
What else is annoying about you?
I did say one thing, but go on, keep going.
Okay. That's about it.
Okay. 14. Do you think I've inherited more of your good qualities or your bad qualities?
More of my good qualities, very obviously.
Like what?
Ooh, I've got to think of what my good qualities
are.
that
I've inherited.
Oh, when you want to do something, you do it to the best of your ability.
Do you do that?
Yeah. Yes. What am I saying that with doubt? Okay.
Especially your online shopping, you make sure you do it to the best of your ability.
I definitely do. So I've got everything for everybody. When I worked to the best of my ability. I always, did the best that I could. So I think you're like that, and you're quite sort of dogged. If you're
what that means.
Okay. If you're wanting to do something, then you'll really put your mind to it and do it.
Okay. What bad qualities then do I have of yours?
Oh, I haven't got any bad qualities. That's a bit hard, isn't it? Emotional. Yeah. Too emotional.
And then you like to pretend you're not emotional, but really you are.
Yeah, but you're more emotional than me, which you would think is hard, but you are. And the other one, of course, which is like me and probably actually is a family trait, is surprisingly lacking in self-confidence. You'd never know, would you? But yeah, she does.
Wouldn't you know? If you people who know me
know me do.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Otherwise, with what you've done and achieved, you think,
All right. Question number 15. Where would you like to see me in 10 years? And the battery's going to die, so we have to speed this up.
In 10 years, I'd like to see you settled, in your own home.
Kick me out.
Well, 10 years. You've got 10 years. Settled obviously in a job, hopefully still, successfully running a charity and having achieved all your aims and dreams.
No more grandchildren?
Well, let's wait and see what happens between now and then.
Okay. When were you the most proud of me?
Oh, goodness me. Well, there's different, there's different events, obviously, that make you proud. You're always proud when your child first starts school, proud when they graduate, if they go down that road. And obviously, the most recent was that after 4.5 years of what has sometimes been pure hell, in every which way, that you succeeded in getting Adam adopted in Uganda and also getting back to the UK.
I don't know if that was within my control, all of it anyway.
No, but that was certainly something, referring to being dogged, that's sort of determination.
Never heard that word before.
Well, there we go, you have to look it up.
You heard it twice now. Right, what's the worst thing I've ever done?
Worst thing you've ever done?
only ran away from home.
Oh, you did it, yeah, for a weekend, didn't you?
A weekend?
Was it a weekend? Oh,
I
it
was
was a
gone
week.
for almost a month.
Were you?
Yes. I didn't want to.
Yeah, she was a teenager.
And I didn't want to go to New York.
Oh yes, I remember. Well, there were things that happened before then, you know, that had...
Yeah, well, I was just not a very well-behaved teenager at that point in life, I think.
and something had, you know...
I don't think that was it. I don't think
that... No? Okay. But it was going to be her dad's, what was it, 40th, 50th? Must have been the 40th.
Must have been 50th.
50th.
How old do you think I am?
I've lost track.
I was 17, it was like 12 years ago.
And I've lost track of Dad's age too. Maths was never my best subject. And we'd hoped to go to New York, you know, either Christmas or New Year to celebrate. You know, we'd never had a big sort of trip anywhere really in many years.
Didn't want to go.
And she didn't want to go, so we'd already moved it from Christmas to New Year because, you know, Christmas, she said, oh...
I told you about she was going to die and you're making this the most long-winded story.
And so we moved it to New Year and she said she wasn't going and she left home.
No, there was more to it than that, but it ended up in a family disagreement and I was told, well then, you know, we're not helping you out with anything anymore. If you go out, whatever. So I just left and I hopped between people's houses and I was gone for almost a month. And I had a great time. But apart from the police coming after me,
well,
like,
yes,
because I was not allowed to leave home without permission or whatever at that age.
Yeah, and we didn't really know where she'd gone, so obviously we were
the police hunting me down. Other than that, I had a great time.
Yeah,
I don't think you did. You were on the phone to the school. I still went to school. I was a well-behaved runaway. I went to school every day still. You know. Anyway,
she came back.
And that was that. Yeah, we didn't go to New York, and I wish now that we had. Would love to go to New York.
Yeah, well now we can't afford it.
Yeah.
So here we go.
All right, 18. What's your favourite memory of us together?
Of us together. Well, we haven't really spent that much time together, have we? Because as soon as you could holiday on your own, you holidayed on your own.
Yeah, we actually went to Uganda together, and I went. You came to visit me when I'd only been there like 2 weeks in 2014, before Adam was born.
Yeah, but other than that, for many years you wouldn't even go shopping with me, if you remember. I think between the age of 11 and 17, she wouldn't go shopping with us.
That's not your favourite memory. What's your favourite memory? The battery's going to die.
I remember once going to, I remember this fondly, we went to the cinema. I think we've only ever been to the cinema together once. This was years ago. And we went to Worcester, I can't remember. And I fell asleep.
Great. You obviously had a great time.
But afterwards we went and had pizza at Pizza Express.
So I don't remember.
Yeah, but that was probably the only time we've actually
How old was I then?
Well, you're probably young. You were probably 20s, but it was the only time I think we've actually been out together. You and I, or done anything.
Maybe in the evening, but we've done loads of shopping trips in my 20s and gone out for lunch and stuff, loads.
Yeah, okay, but I wouldn't call those favourite moments, really.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
How was I in school?
Other than those few episodes, obviously around the time you ran away, during that period, you know, which was a bit of a difficult period. You were in school, well, from
I was good in primary school.
Yeah, you were very good in primary school. The
camera battery ran out, so we got cut off. Right. The question we were on was, how was I in school?
Okay, well, obviously, in primary school, you were as good as gold. In secondary high school, well, the same stage where you went through and where you subsequently left home.
I started being a bit naughty in like year 10.
Oh, well,
or year 9 even.
We weren't, obviously, it wasn't serious enough for us to be told then.
No, but it got worse.
As I got
older.
I do know when you were doing your A-levels, obviously.
Yeah, it was more then and I was going out.
Yeah, you were going out during the week at night because of that, what was that programme?
X Factor, the finalists would perform in the nightclub in Worcester.
Yeah,
so we'd
had to go and see them, and so she'd be going out during the week.
Met Stacey Solomon.
And it impacted on her...
Some others that never
her studies.
Heard of again.
The teachers said that, you know, she needed to concentrate on her studies rather than on her social life, and she'd be getting...
I recall you telling me actually.
Yeah.
That the teacher said she came into if she turned up to class and she wasn't hungover, she may.
Did you?
Yeah. She may get better results. But I did alright. I got alright results.
You did, but
I could have got better.
A's
Yeah.
And, stars,
could have got better.
There we go.
But my social life started to
take over.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the stage.
Right. What would you change if you could raise me again?
Okay, so and this is a difficult one, I would, but then if I raised you again, you said I'd be slightly more experienced, so I'd be slightly less protective, as I was very protective.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to do anything.
Well.
Ever.
You were, but...
You wouldn't even let me play on the street with my friends.
Well, not without adult supervision, but
which you were never available to do.
That's rubbish. I used to look out the window. I used to go out some of the time, but you know, they were boys, most of them, and they were, you know, allowed a bit more free reign. So yes, it was difficult. The first time, Mum was a bit more.
Yeah, brother Adam did whatever he wanted whenever he wanted.
That's not exactly.
He was
true.
like 1.5 and he was in the street.
It's not true, but obviously it's different for the second time round, and it's also different when it's a boy.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've now become really overprotective of Adam, so I'll get it off her anyway.
Yeah, so you understand it now as to why you behave. I'm not saying it's right, obviously, but I think, you know, that probably didn't help maybe your confidence growing up. I think I'd been slightly more relaxed about it. You might have been more confident as well. I don't know. Although having said that, I mean, you haven't done too bad, have you? You climbed Kilimanjaro, went on your own, and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't have much confidence, but I don't let it stop me.
No, well, that's it. Yeah. So other than that, don't know. What was the question again?
If you could raise me again, what would you change?
Okay. Well, what else would I change? I would have brought you up in a different country.
That's just for yourself, not for me. Nothing.
No,
was the
it's
answer
not
to that. I'm perfect.
Well, there isn't much. There's not much that's within my control, or that would have been within my control to make a difference. But you know, you've grown up okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'm okay.
Well, you know what I mean.
She's all right.
Yeah, she's all right. Yeah, well, she's a nag, but apart from that, but no, you've accomplished an awful lot. So I think that, you know, whatever was done right, obviously worked. And whatever
are you taking credit for everything she's done? It's because of how I raised her.
And whatever was done wrong, maybe it hasn't had yet, or will never have an impact.
That's it. That's the end of this video. Anything you'd like to say?
I'll see you again soon. Thanks for subscribing.
Are you going to be in another video sometime soon then? You can do this again?
If I have to. But thank you to you all for subscribing to Emily's
Thank you for
videos,
watching.
YouTube.
If you haven't subscribed, please do.
And Josh's, because that helps him too.
Well, Josh is on my channel.
Yours, okay,
yeah, it's
well,
the same thing. Anyway, give this video a like if you liked it.
And if you don't, well, you know.
Don't dislike it, basically. Anyway, I'll see you again next time. Happy Mother's Day!
Happy Mother's Day! Bye!
Look out, here she comes, the woman that I love. It's too bad she'll never know. Yeah, I can't tell her how